Good morning and welcome to the podcast with Catalina. I'm Catalina, a physician and practicing functional medicine. And in my journey in functional medicine, I interact with many specialties and healers that take the natural approach and the comprehensive approach to reaching your best potential. And I heard it said that it is un-American not to reach your maximum potential. So love that. And I wanted to bring you a special guest today, Snezhina, who is the founder and CEO of Enalign Energy Alignment. She's a master energy healer and intuitive healer. And she will share with us some powerful tools for you to reach your maximum potential. Snezhina, welcome here.
Hi, Catalina. I'm so happy and excited to be with all of you, and I cannot wait to share how you can reach your most optimal potential because you deserve it and you can have it all.
Exactly, right? So many people think, oh, I don't deserve this. I don't have the skills. I don't have the upbringing. I don't have whatever. And they keep themselves, at a certain level instead of reaching all the way. And everybody deserves this. So happy to have you here. So tell me a little bit about your story. How did you become an intuitive healer? What led you to that?
Thank you for that question. Actually, I was in commercial real estate for 20 years, and I love buildings architecture. I love working with investors, entrepreneurs, but there was more. I needed something more. I wanted to integrate my intuition. I wanted to lead a life and a business that truly fulfilled my heart. And I help people make money, but I wanted to do more. And I have this gift from when I was born to see people's highest potential and to see projects like how a project can be most optimal, how a person can really reach their true potential by finding what skills, what things they need to really activate in themselves. So I started by doing that for myself. So for the last 15 years, I went on that journey because I was not fulfilled. I was not working with ideal clients. I had a burnout. I had not too much energy. So I'm like, there is more to it. So I started developing my gifts and started feeling like and knowing who is the right client to work with, what is an aligned project, what is an aligned collaboration. Because most of the time I would go into partnerships where I would do all the work and or clients that were draining and toxic, and I was not happy. So I was doing all this work, spinning my wheels. I worked for 10 years with no day off. So I burned
Wow.
out, like physically, mentally, emotionally. So from there, I reached out to coaches, different life coaches. Um, I love Wayne Dyer. I went to see him live. I love Tony Robbins. And from there, I started seeing different healers and went to different retreats and joined different groups where I mastered quantum healing, business alignment, mastered probably 30 different quantum modalities so I can help myself. But from there, all of the channels opened up. So I was able to not only translate my soul mission and my soul purpose, but also connect and help other people do the same. And all these gifts activated. I started seeing, like I could see people's like blind spots, emotions, thoughts, feelings, what's blocking them, and what like once cleared, like they're on this plain slate where they can exceed. I can see what their gifts are. So it's more like translating their soul. It's kind of like connecting to who they are and translating what their soul wants to tell them, what their soul purpose, what their soul mission is, and help them get there. So it's very fulfilling. But I started by doing that for myself. And now I work with people that I love and help people that change lives on this planet, make this place a better place for all of us. And every day I wake up with so much excitement, so much love in my heart. I don't have this feeling anymore in my belly where I just don't want to get up and life sucks and I don't want to answer all these emails. I don't have that anymore.
Yeah, wow, that's wonderful. And that's what we all want, right? We have one life and time is priceless. And the sooner we realize what we actually are meant to achieve in this life and how we need to feel and how we can design our life, the sooner the better. And there are no regrets later on. That is amazing. So, um, I how do people know that how would people know that they need to work with you? What have you discovered when people reach out to you? What are their like, okay, I need this or I want this or I don't know how to do this. What did you discover?
Yeah, so oftentimes people that are ready to completely change their life, to pivot, to stop being in that comfort zone that is very uncomfortable, that there is more pain that they want to like kind of endure, that there is something, whether it's a relationship or business issue, they want to change that. So no one calls me and say, let's create my most optimal self. People come because they have an issue, whether it's in their relationship, whether it's in their business, because what happens is that we give so much energy to different things and we don't think about that. So we might have issue in our business because we're not in agreement with our spouse, or we have fights. So we put so much energy on the spouse that it takes away our focus from our work. It takes away our creation energy. It takes away our creation energy from our core, that ignited energy where we use that energy to create magic in our business. It takes away our focus. So many times people don't realize that by being drained by other people, it could be toxic clients, it could be toxic partnerships in business, that this is the key. When we get that energy back, then we can really create the business or the life that we want. So people typically come with some issue. It could be a big issue or a small issue, and then I scan their field and I can see where the root causes of that issue. And typically it's something to do with when they were 2 or 3 years old, something happened to them. So then this pattern continues to show up until it's kind of like to the point that they need to clear it. So it could be from accident, it could be from the mother or the father saying something to the child that took it so personally. It could be a traumatic experience that they saw with their eyes. It could be even in when the baby's in the womb. When the baby absorbs emotions from the mother, when the baby absorbs a lot of things. So it just depends. But once we see where the root cause is, we can collapse all of that. And so they can be free, so they can speak up, so they can be the leader that they deserve to be, so they can lead their company, or if they're an executive, have like develop their gifts and skills, and be happy where they're at, so they can create change in the world. Because we all come here with very unique gifts, with very unique expertise, and we come here to create, and we come here to have a great life. We don't come here to suffer, to have pain. So we can move from the timeline of fixing ourselves and fixing others to creation. So when we are focusing on creation, that's where we create the magic. That's where we create the new products and new services. That's where when we innovate. So does that answer the question?
Absolutely. So people don't need to work harder, right? They need to work smarter. They need to find out what they already have inside of them, not to, oh, I need more skills. Oh, I need more of this. No, I just need to discover everything that's in me so that I can give everything to the world.
Yes, I call that
Yeah.
activation. So we activate the dormant gifts within ourselves. So sometimes maybe when we were little, someone said, oh, don't speak up, oh, be a good girl, or be a good person, or don't do this, or you're too loud. And sometimes we really block some of our gifts that, like, once we unlock them, like, they're so magical. Or maybe we're an artist, or we sing, or we're creative. But if someone told us, oh, you shouldn't be creating right now, you should go and do your homework, or you should be doing this, and you cannot play outside. So we kind of like close ourselves and we become small. And if we don't like see that and activate more of our gifts, then we live with these restrictions. But we can unlock and unleash and activate more of who we truly are and come in alignment. Oftentimes I see people have conflict in themselves because, let's say, the mother said something, the father said something, and they're completely different than what the mother thinks they should be, what the father thinks they should be. So they walk with this program all their life where they want to be someone else who they truly are, but then this program comes, no, you should be this, you should be a doctor, you should be that, you should be professional, you should be. And they have this big conflict, so they go and find a job that they don't like, and they all their life is like, okay, I have to do this because I have to prove myself to somebody. And it's very unconscious. Sometimes we don't even realize it, but a lot of people are so unfulfilled in what they do, and that drains a lot of their life force, a lot of their energy.
Right. Yeah. It's yeah, we are so influenced, and especially as little children, there we children don't have a filter until about 6 or 7 years old. So they just absorb everything like a sponge. And of course, we know now so much more than we knew 20, 30, 50 years ago. And it's so much better because we protect, people that have children these days and are aware of this, and everybody should be aware of this. They can protect their children. They can avoid this, negative impact on their children from how they talk or what they say or what they ask them to do, right? But nobody knew this, couple of decades before. And yeah, one little negative incident with a child can change their life, basically.
And
It's
I think it's our
amazing.
Yeah, I think it's our responsibility now that we're adults to let go of that, because we can see our father like punishing us, or we can see our father really helping us achieve more, be more. So we can see it from the different side. Like, it could be, oh, he was a horrible person, or it could be, oh, because of this, I'm the person I am today. And then I decide, I take responsibility for my life now, and then I decide to change who I am and how I treat my kids, and who, like, what I do, who I inspire, how I lead my life. So it's more like, instead of, a lot of entrepreneurs or people try to change the world on the outside so then they can feel good. But the best way in order to feel love and fulfillment and peace and have infinite abundance is to change the world on the inside, create this kingdom, this beautiful garden on the inside. And from there, we project into the world, and then we align with the right people, with the right clients, with the right job, with the right products. It just works like magic. So, as if we are the remote control to change our reality, like in TV. So we are that remote control, and that's the energy alignment. That's how we can achieve our maximum potential in this lifetime, and also be the leader for our family, for our kids, for our community, in our work. Be that leader that is embodying that. Because if we tell people to change, it would not work. It's free will. So, but if people get inspired and they're like, oh, I want to do what you do. How do you do that? I want to learn how to do that. And tapping into our intuition, because we're so trained in school to use our logical mind, which recycles all the information that we already have. But our heart is thousands of times um, stronger and picks up signals that our brain cannot pick up so fast. And the heart sends thousands of times more signals to the brain than the brain to the heart. So our heart knows, or our gut knows, if someone is good for us or someone is not, even before they speak, even if it's on the phone. Our heart knows who is the right partner, who is the right client, what is the right project, what is the right job, before it kicks in our head and we start analyzing and over analyzing. And sometimes it's like paralyzing ourselves from analyzing. But the heart, there is always a yes or a no. There is no doubt. When we have a doubt, we're in the mind. And I'm not saying mind is very important, but when we align our heart with our mind, and that's the first thing I learned as a entrepreneur, that I was so burned out, is to think with my heart. So when I start thinking with my heart, I start like navigating through like a river, like going through different obstacles, but with flow, with ease, aligning with the right people. And I slow down because we think the faster we go, the more we do, the more we get done. But actually, less is more, and everything is energy. So when we're in this perfect flow and alignment, we can do less and make so much more. We can have less clients, but create so much more impact. And we can have less services, but to be the right ones, not the ones that drain us and take so much of our energy. So really following that heart and putting it on the driver's seat, it leads to really a fulfilling life. Because at the end of the day, if something doesn't fulfill us, we can be doing it for whatever years, but it takes on our health, on our time, and in the long run, we cannot go for very long to be so unfulfilled. So we always look to fill ourselves up with some dopamine, something exciting outside of what we do. But when we truly follow our intuition, we know what is the right thing to be doing. And the thing is that a lot of people don't know where they're going. So if people create a crystal clear picture of, this is what I want my life to be, this is what I want my business to be, and from there really tune into this inner guidance. Like, what are the aligned actions to get there? It could be like, what is the most major aligned action I can take right now to get there, versus every day responding and reacting to life every day. Like, it's so painful, and people just, yeah, they're exhausted.
Absolutely. And if you don't know where you're going, how can you get there? Absolutely. There is no map, no make a plan to get there if you don't know where you're going. Yeah, absolutely. And I heard it said, I think Mary Morrissey says, um, you cannot watch Discovery Channel images when you're tuned into CNN. You have to switch turn to another frequency. So absolutely, we cannot be focused on something and expect to achieve something different and to see, something different around us. It's impossible. And I think that's why so many people are stuck and they give up, because they don't know what to do, and they give up. But not anymore. Not after they watch this podcast. Not after they meet you. Absolutely. So how does someone discover their mission, their soul mission? How does that work?
Yeah, so when I work with clients, I not only help them, if it's a one-on-one session, I translate their soul so I can tell them, and we can also work together where they can feel that burning desire. When I work with groups, I teach people how to find that soul mission, that soul purpose. So it's something that really sets you on fire, your soul on fire. It just brings you excitement, but at the same time brings you so much fulfillment and brings you so much love and so much joy. So it's something that comes easy to you. So it might not be easy for other people, but it comes easy to you. And a lot of people are like, oh, anyone can do that. No, it comes easy to you. This is your gift. This is your talent. This is what you've been given. And a lot of people come with many talents. So it's very hard to see, okay, which talent should I use for what? So what is the talent that gives you the most fulfillment? It's a gift that you can even do it for free, but you don't have to do it for free, because when we focus on giving from our like soul and heart, abundance comes. Because like when, and also when we're open to receive, of course, we know we're deserving. And because we are so connected to the universe, God, creator, we're so connected. And when, as if you have a phone and you don't charge your phone, it's like it will run empty. So the same thing, when we're plugged into our soul purpose and soul mission, we use this infinite energy that fuels us and fuels our path and fuels our projects and fuels everything. So it's starting with that intuition of feeling that desire, like what do I really want? And then really tuning into it and seeing, okay, what comes easy to me. And if it's hard for people to see that, they can ask other people, what do you think comes easy to me? Some people that love them, appreciate them. And then they can interview others to reflect and say, oh, you're so good at this, you're so good at this. And then they can write a list and see which one really resonates with them. And from there, take aligned actions, how I can turn this into my passion, my business, and how can I share my gift with this world? Is this gift needed? So then it's really important to see, like, is my gift needed here? How can I really structure this in a way that I can help others and I can do my soul mission and soul purpose? And then take those aligned actions, not just taking actions, random actions, but really we can tune into what is the most open feeling. So when I teach people intuition, it's like, you know, like if you want to go, like if you have to go to the dentist, you have this feeling like, oh, I don't want to go. And then if you want to see your best friend and go to like some concert or opera, it's like, oh my God, like the heart is so open. So it's the same with food that we're eating. It's the same with clients, with people. So when we like bring our focus to our heart and we ask, is this in alignment with what I'm creating right now? Is this person in alignment? Is this project in alignment? Is this job in alignment? Then your field, if it's a yes, it will start opening up like this, like you would feel ease, lightness. And then if it's a no, it's like, no, don't go there, don't do this. It's like, it's like the heart just, or the field just starts closing. And the easiest thing to do is to take a bottle of water and a bottle of something you cannot eat, let's say a shampoo, and take the bottle of water and ask, oh, is this like good for me to drink, and see how the body feels. And then take the shampoo and then, is this good for me to drink, and see how the body responds. This is the fastest way to learn it, because the body will be like, no, please don't eat this, please. And then the water, like, oh, please give me some water. So and from there we can use it for anything, like which route to take, which trip to take, which are the most aligned dates for me to go on vacation, which is the most aligned partner for this, or what strategies should I take for my business. So that is a way to really find your soul purpose, soul mission, ignite it, start doing aligned actions. And the thing is that when we make one step, the universe opens up in like 1,000 steps. So when you, and that's the thing, we're teaching the subconscious mind that we can do something different and be very successful, because the subconscious mind wants to keep us safe, doesn't want us to change. So all the things that have happened to us in the past are part of the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind wants to keep us safe. But it's like, oh, now you're using an intuition, we haven't done this before, we don't know if you can survive it. So all the fears and the doubt starts coming in, and then we can start sorting out, like, what is my intuition? The intuition is this lightness. It feels like it's this inner voice. It's not the negative voice, it's the inner voice. And then we can separate our fears and the excitement, the dopamine, yeah, and then go into that deep knowing, and from there like come to neutrality. So a lot of busy entrepreneurs or business owners or executives, they don't know how to slow their thoughts down. So there is a tool that I use. So imagine like there is an arrow on your heart center. So from 0 to 180, or from 1 to 10, and then measure where your thoughts, the speed of your thoughts right now. So let's say, okay, right now mine are at 7. So the more we slow down the thoughts, the more we can come to peace and neutrality, and from there take the right decision and make the right aligned action. So then it's like taking a breath in and imagine the 7 going down to a 0. Like take a breath in, and when you exhale, bring it down to a 0. And then it might come up to 3 or a 4. It would not go down to a 0 right away often. So then again, take a breath in and try to go down to a 0. And then this one more time. And then you can already feel how peaceful you are. And it took you like a few seconds. Like it's so magical. I just love that. Then how you can come to neutrality, because this is so important, so foundational to using our intuition, our gifts, and making the right decisions. It's to come to peace and neutrality. So again, you can have this arrow where the middle, the 90 degrees, is you're in complete neutrality. Then you can be on the left or on the right. So just tune in and see if you're in the middle. If not, take a breath in and bring yourself back into your center. Because when you're fully aligned, then you can see things clearly. It's like being in a fog and can see clearly, but when the fog is gone, then now I know in which direction to go. It's like in an ocean that the waves are going so crazy, they're so big. It's like, oh, now when the water is flat, I can see the direction. So this is the first most important step, and from there, like explore the whole ocean.
Wow, unbelievable. Yeah, I think we live in this fast-paced society where go, 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 go. But this is the shortest, fastest, for sure, route to burnout. And that's why so many people are burned out and they see themselves as a failure because they're burned out. They don't understand that they can change that and they can achieve actually more. They're not a failure. They were just taught the wrong way. We were conditioned to think that the more we produce, the faster we go, the better we are. But actually is the other way around. The better decisions that we make are when we are not on a hamster wheel, and then the bigger impact we have. And we have so many examples, right, of people that did not go like this and they achieve so much more. Look at you, like all the impact that you had on all these people, and you changed their lives basically, and you were not on a hamster wheel. So much, and the transformation is so, I mean, it's life transformation. It's not one check transformation, one little financial, transformation. No, it's a whole life transformation. And it's a gift that you give people to have forever, right? To transform their lives. Amazing, amazing. So, what kind of blind spots do entrepreneurs have besides the, work harder and go faster? Are there any other blind spots that they have that you can help them with?
Yeah, the biggest thing that really helps people pivot really fast is where is your focus? Because if they're focused on constantly fixing and putting fires down and reacting to their life versus creating, this is completely different structure, completely different timeline, completely different results. So if we're constantly working on fixing other people and all of that, instead of us being the example and what do I want to create today, and create and focus on massive creation versus on constantly fixing things or fixing ourselves. So this is a major thing that I see that completely changes people's lives, and they stay and they have that momentum always. Because when we're constantly fixing, then we get drained and drained and drained. When we're in creation mode, we just create, and then we ride that wave of momentum, and we don't have ups and downs. We just go up, 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 up. in a beautiful way. And from there, our nervous system start getting used to feeling peaceful, feeling successful, feeling good, feeling loved, feeling appreciated. Because when we're in that exhaustion, fight and flight, that mode of fixing, the nervous system gets used to it and is looking for the stress hormones, is looking for all of that. The next day at the same time, it's like, oh, I don't have that stress. Like, bring it to me. So then we create something to bring the stress. But when we start training the nervous system, it's safe to be happy. It's safe to have peaceful day and get so much done. A lot of people, I used to work on dopamine, like deadline. Oh yeah, let's wait for the deadline and let's go, 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 get it done. And we train the nervous system, the body to look for that dopamine. Or we can have this alignment, this peace, and have clarity in the decisions when we have the phone calls, when we meet with the people, with the clients, and create. Like, we're here to create. That's why we're here, to share our gift. So this is one thing. And there are other things. For example, people don't know what their most optimal version looks like, who they want to become. So they're just being themselves, and they're being in that kind of limited version of who they are. And we are the creators of our own reality, but we're either conscious creators or unconscious creators. When we're autopilot, like let's say we're driving and already we're like at work and we're like, oh my God, how did I get here? This is kind of autopilot. So we can learn how to be conscious creators, how we can create with our heart, with our thoughts, with our end result. So creating an end result, who do I want to become? And creating this picture, whether it's feeling it, seeing it, knowing it, writing it, picture of who we are becoming. How does she walk? How does she talk? How does she present herself? How does she think? How does she make decisions? To create this detailed list of who we are becoming and stepping into that version daily and staying there as much as we can. Of course, we'll have some resistance to it because it's, oh my God, like, oh, this is a superwoman, how am I going to be that? But the more we practice, as if we're practicing a role for a movie, we step into that role and become that. And it's kind of like aligning that with who we truly are and like blossoming. Like now it's spring, so blooming and blossoming into that version. So knowing that your most optimal version and taking aligned actions towards her. What would she do when, like, let's say you 10 years from now or me 10 years from now, how do I see myself or how do you see yourself? And from there, see what aligned actions you can take. So this is the fastest route to really becoming your most optimal self.
Wow. Amazing, amazing, absolutely. And I think this is so important because this most of the time translates into medical issues for people if they don't align themselves with their purpose and if they stay on this reactive mode and on the hamster wheel. This translates into possibly hypertension and diabetes and sleep problems and a lot of inflammation and oxidative stress, we call it, produce these tiny molecules, these free radicals that damage our body on every single cell in the body every single day. And then you wonder, do I have these medical issues? Why am I tired all the time? Why do I have, sleep problems and develop autoimmune disease and so forth? And so many of these are related to your actually inner, the subconscious mind and this way of living that is so detrimental for people. So when you use intuition and you align yourself with your, to obtain your maximum potential, but not the hard way, but the easy way, easy but committed way, right? It's so much healthier. I mean, so much better from all points of view. And when you take care of yourself, obviously you can take care of everybody else around you much, much better. So you're not just helping yourself, right? You're helping your children, your spouse, your parents, your everybody you love, because your relationships dynamics will change, right?
Yes. And when we activate that within ourselves, we become the leader and showing them what we're doing with ourselves. We activate them because we're connected energetically. All of us are connected. But if we tell them what to do, they'll be like, I don't want to do this. But we show them by us being the example. And oftentimes before something becomes physical, like a disease, it's energetic first. So it's that stuck emotion from 30 years ago or from 5 years ago or from 3 months ago. It's that thought of like self-rejection or that thought that I don't deserve. So all of that we bring first on an emotional and mental level, and then it comes into the physical body, and then it becomes a disease. And we can prevent that. It's like taking a shower every day and not waiting a year to take a shower. So it's kind of like learning how to really release those mental blocks, those emotions, and have that emotional intelligence. And it all comes together. It's not easy to learn, but it's putting awareness on it, and then it's not as powerful. For example, when we have different patterns from early childhood until now, let's say, oh, this happens to me all the time, or this happens in my family all the time, or this is how it is. This is just a pattern. So when we realize it's a pattern, it's 50% like it's less powerful. And then we can really take it out from the root when we find where it came from, like the first time we felt this way. And we can learn how to let those patterns go. But it's our responsibility and commitment, because the most successful people that really pivot really quick, and people that come from nothing, I'm not saying that people have inherited all of this and all of the gifts. People that come from nothing, they pivoted in a day, they pivoted in a week, they pivoted in a month, like some huge wins. So we can all pivot. It's just that commitment, because 50% is the energy work, the guidance, the strategies, and all that. And 50% is what we'll do when we wake up tomorrow. Who are we going to be? Are we going to make the same decisions, get the same results? Are we going to be this new version? Meaning, how can we practice every day to become that new version, step into that new version, and take those aligned actions and clear resistance? Because what happens is we're in a comfort zone, which is, let's say, pain and suffering, and it's not comfortable anymore, and we want to change. So we have this ceiling to break through, which is our subconscious mind and our thoughts, feelings, emotions, and programs, and we're breaking through it, and it feels so uncomfortable, but we are committed, and we let go, and we like kind of like we clear that subconscious programming. The fastest way is to think, know, or see or feel that you have no past. Just think, I have no past right now. What decision am I going to make about this project, about this client? And it's so light. It's like, oh, this is the right one. Like, it's so easy. So once we break through that layer, then we feel like we're faking it till we're making it. We feel like, oh my God, I'm this new person, but I'm not there yet. But I'm this new version, but I'm not fully embodying it. So people would see I'm fake. Like, oh my God, people will see I'm not that yet. But that's the growth. So we have these growing pains and uncertainty. And then all of a sudden we embody that. So we embody this, and it becomes our next comfort zone. And then we have another ceiling to break through. So it's like, oh my God, I thought I healed already. Oh my God. So more like deeper patterns, things come up. So then we can let them go and really teach that subconscious mind that it's safe to be successful. It's safe to make a lot of money. It's safe to be loved. And we break through that ceiling, and then we go to the next version of ourselves. And again, we feel like, oh my God, I'm faking it now, but I'm trying, but I'm being, would people see me that I'm really doing it or not? And then it becomes the new comfort zone. And then we continue. So that's how we grow. But people think it's just, oh, I'm like on the airplane and just flying everywhere. But we go through our own um, subconscious programming, and it's so amazing. So when people have this, like when the plane flies, it has a lot of resistance with the air. So when we have this resistance, it means we're growing, we're expanding, we're breaking our fears, we're breaking our comfort zone, we're showing the subconscious mind there are better ways. And oftentimes we have parts of ourselves that are protecting us from getting hurt, from getting abandoned, or from getting whatever it is. It's a protection mechanism that it's maybe a 3-year-old protection mechanism, or maybe it's like something that happened 15 years ago. So we can teach these parts of ourselves to update to who we really are today, and to see that they don't need to protect us in this way. So we can unleash these limitations faster.
Absolutely. I think John Maxwell was saying that you have to grow until you reach a ceiling and then break through that ceiling and then go to the next floor and so forth and so on. It's always growth. And yeah, it's we can always do more and better, right? Absolutely, absolutely. But that progress makes happy, right? When we're not progressing, we're not happy. And and nothing great is ever produced when you stay in the comfort zone. Nothing, nothing. So, but our brain is old, right? So it wants to, the subconscious mind is like the elephant in the room, wants to keep us in the comfort zone because it's safe. But no, we don't have to stay there. It's safe to launch. It's safe to ascend. Totally, totally. So this has been amazing, amazing. So let me ask you this. So, okay, so if you were writing a letter to yourself 10 years from now, how would you describe your life?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I often do this exercise, and mostly a year from now or 6 months from now, and I write from my future self to my current self, and then I write when I should open it, and then I see what I've achieved and created, and it's very powerful. Actually, it's really powerful because we set that motion, we set that trajectory of where we're going. So if I was to write something about 10 years from now, I would say that I live on somewhere very warm and with like ocean or sea. I have a wellness center that people come from all over the world. I still do some retreats all over the world in different vortex places, but it's more for pleasure. When I have the time, I spend more quality time with the family and teach people how to become their most optimal self on a bigger group setting. And they come into the center to get the healing, to get what they need: physical, mental, emotional, energetic. And I see myself training a lot of people to do this, so then they can help more people. And also one of my biggest dreams is to help open wellness centers for kids where they can learn their intuition and gifts when they're little. So between the age of 1 and 8 years old, they can go to school, into these specific schools where they can use their creativity, they can use their gifts and talents. And I see that with our kids, and we encourage their intuition, we encourage what they see, what they know. We don't shut them up, and we really encourage that. So I really want to have like wellness center in every, not wellness center, learning center in every country at least, that helps the kids stay who they truly are, so they're geniuses. And there was a study that for the first 8 years, everyone was a genius. And then later, it was only 1 or 2% left because of all the other learning we're doing, other programs we're kind of like installing, and to suppress the genius, to suppress our highest potential, so we can be factory workers, so we can be on the hamster wheel, so we can never be happy, so we can keep going. But that's really because if we start from young age, it's like it's the best instead of fixing it later. But again, we're here to create these new systems, create all of that, and I love working with people that are already committed and are already somewhat successful in sharing their gifts and talents, but they want more. They want so much more, and they can 10x their skills, 10x their income, also aligning with better clients, better partners, because we can always grow, we can always expand, and the results are tremendous. Because doing the energy work first, taking the align actions, it is just this system of just quantum leap, just pivoting really fast instead of waiting 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, retire. It just, this is the old way, the logical way, the structured way. The new ways, implementing the energy work first, implementing who we truly are, our passion, soul purpose, our gift, where we're going, having clear picture, and taking those major aligned steps versus pushing, pulling, and getting exhausted, sick, and all that. This is the old way, and a lot of new leaders, they understand that and are using that. So yeah, I'm very, very excited.
Wow. Wow. This is amazing. So I was thinking of, I mean, my dream is to help children eat healthy and understand their health. You're talking about children understanding their potential and not letting anything from the outside block that, suppress their gifts and negatively influencing them. I mean, imagine what's possible. I mean, we can only dream big and not forget about our dreams and keep going, committed, not care about naysayers and about negative and people that don't believe and don't see that this is possible. This is amazing. This has been an amazing, amazing, interview, so to speak, right? So Snezhina, where can people find you?
So I have a website, it's enalign.com. It's en like energy and align like alignment.com. And I also would like to gift, if anyone would like to have that, a blueprint for 10xing your business. Because you can take this blueprint and modify it to yourself, to your business, to what you're doing. And those are just 7 steps. They're not so hard, and it will really help with the intuition, aligning yourself to the highest version and all of that. But it's just a map, because when we know where we're going, then we can get there. And I can gift that if anyone would like to have that.
Absolutely. So if anyone, wants this, please, comment below blueprint, and we will have Snezhina send it. This was an amazing hour. So I thank you so much. You've enriched so many, definitely my knowledge, and hopefully so many others. And we look forward to having you next time and see more projects and more dreams come true. Thank you so much, Snezhina. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you. It's my honor and pleasure to be here. Thank you.